right, so just a quick bio for the recording. Welcome Jordan in his own capacity as a ByBit Ambassador, and he's going to present to us this morning the understanding of the Bitcoin dominance. I enjoyed listening to this presentation on Monday. He has a Monday educational at 6 p.m. and you're really encouraged to join his Telegram group so that you can educate yourself and be part of a thriving community. Let's see who's okay. Good. So Jordan, you're welcome to unmark yourself there, and I see you shared your screen, so that's working nicely, and we can get our morning call on the road.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you for inviting me. Always nice to spread knowledge. And yeah, I'm a South African and I am an advocate for cryptocurrency. I believe in cryptocurrency. I believe in its future and what it can do for us as South Africans. So in my personal capacity, my aim is to grow the South African community, whether it's within ByBit or any external Discord or any Binance community or anything, to bring everyone together so that us as South Africans can have a sense of solidarity and strength moving forward, especially with the regulations that we're about to be facing. All right, so I look at Bitcoin dominance and how it changes the way you trade crypto. With the explosion of cryptocurrencies to invest in, traders are constantly seeking out new tools to discover trends within crypto. The Bitcoin dominance ratio is a tool that traders have recently incorporated to help them spot differences in general market conditions between Bitcoin and all of the other coins. So I'm not sure how familiar you are exactly with Bitcoin dominance. I always like to start things off very simply so that we can actually understand the mathematical structures behind the things that we're using, especially in terms of indicators and stuff like that. If you do join my community, you'll get to know my teaching style. When utilized correctly, Bitcoin dominance can help you determine if trading altcoins is a stronger trend than trading Bitcoin. The terms Bitcoin dominance ratio, and Bitcoin dominance index are frequently used interchangeably, as are Bitcoin and BTC. We'll discuss what Bitcoin dominance is, as well as what factors influence the ratio and some strategies you can implement in making your crypto investment decisions, as well as trading decisions. What is Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance is the ratio between the market capitalization of Bitcoin to the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrency market. When we compare this ratio to the trend of Bitcoin itself, we can learn more about what opportunities the current market environment offers. To gain a better understanding of what Bitcoin dominance is, traders need to understand what market capitalization is and why it's important. What is crypto market cap? In the case of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, market cap means the total value of all of the coins that have so far been mined. The market cap is calculated by multiplying the number of coins in circulation by the current market price of a single coin. So that is a very simple formula. It's basically the value of the cryptocurrency, just as you would value any other asset, on Forex, such as gold or any other currency, purely through the amount of that currency in existence and the value. And same thing happens with net worth in people, valuing a person by literally the amount that they're worth. For example, as of November 2021, there were approximately 18 million Bitcoins in existence. If the price of Bitcoin was trading at 60,000, then the total market cap would be 18 million times $60,000, which equals 1.133 trillion. This means the total value of the Bitcoin network is 1.133 trillion. So I hope we're all on board there. Very easy to work out market cap for Bitcoin. A little bit more tricky to work it out for all of the other guys. The 1.133 trillion figure by itself doesn't have as much meaning until you begin to compare it to other markets. For example, the total estimated value of the gold market is near $10 trillion. This means that Bitcoin's value is about 11% of that of gold, which is huge, which is absolutely huge. If you think that gold has been around as a standard for value for thousands of years, Bitcoin has been around for a blip in time. Since 2009, the tiniest amount of time in the evolution of money and society, and we're already at 11% of the value of gold. I mean, that is just absolutely rapid. I don't think there are many other assets in existence, if anything, that has gained on gold that quickly or even that much. An investor can then determine if they feel the Bitcoin network will be worth more over time or if it's becoming overvalued. One of the benefits of cryptocurrencies is that it's easy to determine how many coins are in existence, as well as the price of those coins. As a result, determining the total market cap of the entire crypto market is fairly simple to find and graph on a chart. All right, so this is where it gets interesting, the relationship between Bitcoin dominance and market cap. Bitcoin dominance uses Bitcoin's market cap and the total crypto market cap in its calculation. The Bitcoin dominance ratio equals the Bitcoin market cap divided by the total cryptocurrency market cap. So what we're trying to figure out here is what percentage of the entire total cryptocurrency market cap Bitcoin takes up with its value. So again, another relatively simple formula. The smaller number, the Bitcoin market cap, divided by the larger number, so the market cap of all altcoins, including Ethereum and all the other altcoins and Bitcoin. So we're trying to figure out what percentage of the total crypto market cap Bitcoin actually takes up. It's straightforward to determine and chart both of the figures used in this ratio. Below, we see the Bitcoin market cap on the left, the total market cap in the middle, and the Bitcoin dominance on the right. As we can see, the Bitcoin market cap and the total crypto market cap follow extremely similar patterns. They are dumping and pumping due to, because of similar results in the market or in the trends. But if we look at the dominance, we can actually see that those similar patterns in the Bitcoin market cap and the total crypto market cap are playing out over vastly different numbers. And that exact difference in the way that it's playing out can be charted using the Bitcoin dominance. All right, I hope everyone can still hear me. I've got this little chat box open if anyone...
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thanks, Jordan. We loud and clear.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Lee. Generally speaking, the shape and direction of the total crypto market cap will follow that of Bitcoin. This is partly due to Bitcoin's influence over the entire crypto market, since it's the first, largest, and most widely recognized cryptocurrency. So the main controversy around using these strategies is how long this will last. And I'm on the fence, but I am a little bit of a Bitcoin maximalist. I do feel that Bitcoin is really cool and it's such a novelty. It's the first, it has a limited supply, it is secure, it's semi-anonymous. I really love it. And I think until someone finds out or figures out how to just break it, how to just hack it and steal your money, I do think that Bitcoin is going to remain the king. And especially in 10 years or so, when that supply runs out, I think that for the richest people in the world, it is going to become the scarcest, most exclusive form of financial asset. And yeah, they're just going to be scraping to buy it from anyone that has it. The argument here is that perhaps because of the rapid acceleration in this market and technology, perhaps technology is going to, first of all, render Bitcoin perhaps insecure, or second of all, create so many new cryptocurrencies that the Bitcoin dominance over these cryptocurrencies is going to fall so low that it's going to become almost impossible to chart and almost insignificant. Say Avalanche, it goes and flips Ethereum, or Ethereum flips Bitcoin, then we're going to have to start looking at a different ratio for our largest ratio. Already I think this community is aware that obviously there's not just Bitcoin dominance, there's also Bitcoin dominance over Ethereum, there's also USDT dominance over BTC or Ethereum or any other alt. So this is just basically the tip of the iceberg. All right, so as crypto investors and traders, we take it as a given that most people in the world have little knowledge about the breadth of the crypto market. Hence, they may believe Bitcoin is the only crypto that exists. As a result, if an appetite exists to buy crypto, Bitcoin and the whole crypto market tend to rise, driving both market caps higher. If risk aversion were to hit the crypto market, then most large cryptocurrencies would liquidate, reducing the total market cap. Factors that influence Bitcoin dominance. In the early days of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin dominance would hover at about 95% or greater. And I would recommend getting familiar with this chart. I will pull up the chart just now for you to see.
It's crazy to see that 95% figure, and then today we're looking at 40%.
Yeah, it dropped all the way down to about 35% at the peak of the ICO craze. And sure, we can see how else are right now rearing to go. That they are just, you won't see 100% pump, in Bitcoin in a day, but in altcoins, you will see that. And it's because these altcoins, it's not long before someone figures out something that is just smarter than Bitcoin. Because let's think about what was happening in 2009 in terms of the internet and technology. And we were looking at Tamagotchis and stuff like that. So it's the Tamagotchi of crypto. And because the guy who created it, or the lady, was just so incredible, it still really is the best. But by these drops, we can actually see the market's appetite for expansion, for scalability into whatever may come. And at that sort of area to 2017, that was the kind of the beginning of non-fungible tokens. That was when non-fungible tokens were just being thought of. Smart contracts were just coming into play. And that steep drop is when everyone suddenly realized, wow, there are things that Bitcoin has not done that we can do. And imagine those altcoins that started there, that started popping up. Geez, the amazing ones like Monero and Ethereum and stuff. Just look how amazingly they've done.
Also, they have eroded the Bitcoin dominance, which is super cool.
Yeah, down to a very low level. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin dominance does make another push, another major pump towards the upside, because like I said, it's favored by the entire world and by the biggest money in the world. The biggest money in the world doesn't want to put their money in Ethereum or in Avalanche or Solana. They feel more comfortable literally putting billions of dollars into Bitcoin. And if you look at companies like Terra Luna they're already outperforming Bitcoin fundamentally. They've got a whole infrastructure. Yeah, they've got their own stable coin, which is anti-inflationary and all of that. But what are they doing? They are using Bitcoin for their stability. They're buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. So it just, again, solidifies the brilliance of Bitcoin and how really there's nothing even now out there that gives us exactly what Bitcoin gives us. And that's also the beautiful thing about this landscape that we're creating. It's almost like I see the crypto space as, if you can picture it as like a city, and each cryptocurrency, each blockchain is a skyscraper within that city. And just like we have in our city, all of our skyscrapers, all of our different banks, everything working together, everyone bringing something else to the table. This is what we're looking at in terms of a crypto landscape where everything is about interchangeability and scalability and how blockchains can actually work together and bring interesting things to the table. All right, so let's...
Okay, do you want to just take a little breather there? Does anybody want to have a question or comment on what Jordan has said? It's lovely to see 37 folk on the call this morning. And if you have just joined, we will post the Telegram link to the ByBit South Africa group, which Jordan is an ambassador of. So yeah, it's fantastic to have such knowledge in our presence this morning. Thanks, Jordan. Okay.
Jordan, I just wanted to comment, sorry, Lee, to cut across you. That little factor on gold, that was a beautiful nugget. Thanks for that.
Oh, the 11% number.
Yeah, that 11% number, that's really got my brain going. Thank you.
So these are the kinds of things that you need to step back and look at if you're looking at investing in stuff like crypto, because you have to understand that you could easily go buy gold with your money if you want to, but you wouldn't even be getting actual gold. Bitcoin it's a very attractive asset for so many reasons, and that's the reason that it has that 11% on gold. And watch that 11% on gold rise. I do think that people are going to actually even move money from gold, and it's going to be very soon before we actually have a stable coin for gold, I'm sure. Now we see Russia is accepting energy imports and exports in literal gold, physical gold. So it's almost like we're going back in time to the actual inherent value of assets. It's a extremely interesting time. And yeah, that's an easy thing to keep your eye on. So keep your eye on the total market cap of gold and how the market cap of Bitcoin is gaining on that. Alrighty, so let's move on. Okay, so when the ICO craze bubbled in 2017, investment in altcoins began to grow and Bitcoin dominance dropped to a low of 35%. Beginning in 2018, Bitcoin dominance rallied back to a higher near 70% as many of those altcoins went bust. Beginning in 2021, Bitcoin dominance began to plummet again as investment in altcoins increased with negative news surrounding Bitcoin's energy usage and China's eradication of Bitcoin mining, which placed a strain on investment. If we closely inspect the formula that creates the ratio known as Bitcoin dominance, we'll find these two variables included within the calculation. Okay, so this is what's important to understand, and I'll try just take it slow. All right, so the market cap of Bitcoin and the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrency market. These are the two main influences that move the Bitcoin dominance ratio. Bitcoin's fluctuation in price. Bitcoin's market cap is the numerator of the Bitcoin dominance ratio. Since the number of Bitcoins in circulation is fairly steady and won't grow much, the biggest influence on Bitcoin's market cap is its price. So there we see the Bitcoin price against the Bitcoin market cap, and we can see that they are directly correlated, although possibly slightly less volatility on the market cap, but very directly correlated. The relationship between Bitcoin's price and market cap can be seen in this chart. Notice that the market cap closely follows and resembles the movement in Bitcoin's price. As Bitcoin's price trends higher, its market cap tends to trend higher proportionately. This obviously just makes sense in terms of supply and demand and valuation. However, just because Bitcoin's market cap is trending higher doesn't mean that Bitcoin dominance is increasing. Bitcoin's market cap is just the numerator of the ratio. The speed at which Bitcoin's market cap is moving is compared to the second biggest influencer of the ratio, the altcoin market cap. Altcoin's fluctuation in market cap. The denominator of the ratio is the total market cap of all crypto. This figure is a little trickier to calculate due to the sheer number of cryptocurrencies available. Currently, there are more than 12,000, which is a huge number to track. Fortunately, several websites automatically perform this calculation. Because it's blockchain, we can easily just input every single new blockchain into a formula and have a graph that tells us. So luckily, we don't need to go calculate 12,000 different cryptocurrencies market caps and add them together. There are times when the price of Bitcoin is trending higher, increasing Bitcoin's market cap significantly. Likewise, there are other times when investment in altcoins is trending higher and faster than that in Bitcoin. All right, so here we see the total market cap compared to the Bitcoin market cap, again, directly correlated in shape, but hugely different values that they lie across. On the chart above, notice how the first trend on the left in black is much larger and stronger than Bitcoin's corresponding increase in market cap on the right. This suggests that altcoins' collective evaluation is increasing more rapidly than the valuation of Bitcoin, implying that altcoins are heavily influencing the total market cap. Then, after a correction, the trend on the left in blue continues higher at a faster rate than Bitcoin's market cap on the right-hand chart. As a result, the proportion of the total crypto market cap valuation attributable to Bitcoin has been diluted and is becoming smaller. So this is important to understand, and I hope this makes sense. Basically, the Bitcoin total market cap is included in the total market cap of all the cryptocurrencies. So as more altcoins are created, the more diluted the total market cap becomes, which includes Bitcoin. How to trade crypto using Bitcoin dominance. There are many ways to use Bitcoin to your advantage. The two general sectors within cryptocurrency are Bitcoin and altcoins. We can use the ratio to determine which of these two is a stronger trend to trade. We can also anticipate extreme readings and trade a pivot from the highs and lows. So if any of us here are full-time traders or interested in getting into trading, this is where it becomes extremely applicable. Because if you sit down at your computer and decide to now trade for the day, it's very important to understand what you should be trading, whether you would find better performance, better profits through your day or your week or your month if you straight up trade Bitcoin or if you straight up trade alts. And a lot of the time, if you decide, okay, alts have high volatility, let me go use 100x, let me have leverage on alts so that I can have higher profits, you will often get bitten because alts react to Bitcoin. It's almost immediate, but it's not immediate. If you are watching the Bitcoin chart, a lot of the pro traders that I'm friends with, they keep an actual little box at all times on their desktop with just the Bitcoin price. It just has the Bitcoin price either in red or green, going up or down. so that they are always aware of that price and when it's dropping or spiking. Because one of the major strategies of that, you'll get to know a trader called Bitman on my group if you join. He is he's exceptional. He really is amazing. If he sees Bitcoin drop and his plan is playing out for a Bitcoin short, and he sees now his short is just entering and starting to blow up, and he's confident now that Bitcoin has a long way to go in his risk reward ratio, he'll go and open up trades on, I'm not even kidding, 20 to 30 different altcoins. And immediately every single one of those 20 to 30 different altcoins that he opens shorts will all go immediately into huge profit, because every single one of them follows Bitcoin. Maybe one of them will pump against Bitcoin, maybe 4% while Bitcoin is dropping. And then you go and literally buy that coin, because that coin is now outperforming Bitcoin, decoupling out of the entire market cap. All right, cool. Strategy number 1, using Bitcoin dominance to determine the strongest trend. Traders can use the Bitcoin dominance ratio to determine whether Bitcoin is the stronger trend or whether investing in altcoins has greater potential. The Bitcoin dominance ratio identifies which trend may outperform the other so that a trader can position accordingly. First, determine the trend of Bitcoin dominance. You can use TradingView's chart to view the index. This is just on TradingView BTC.D. Second, determine the price trend of Bitcoin in a similar time frame. So I hope this all makes sense. First, determine the trend of Bitcoin dominance. I will demonstrate this for you shortly.
Yeah, that makes total sense to our group. Jason tracks the Bitcoin dominance for us very religiously on a Monday. So everything is clear to the participants on this call.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so you have to determine the trend of the BTC DOM and then the trend of Bitcoin. So whatever's happening in whatever time frame you are trying to trade in. Finally, use this table to help you determine a strategic bias. Yeah, this table becomes almost like something you should have tattooed on the back of your eyelids. It's something that you should basically be aware of. And it's a little bit counterintuitive at first. But basically, if the Bitcoin dominance is in an uptrend and Bitcoin is in an uptrend, this is an actual sign to buy Bitcoin. If the Bitcoin dominance is an uptrend and Bitcoin is in a downtrend, this is a time to sell altcoins. If dominance is in a downtrend and Bitcoin is in an uptrend, that's when you buy altcoins. If dominance is in a downtrend and Bitcoin is a downtrend, that's likely that Bitcoin is going to drop. So it seems like maybe this is just out of thin air, pulled out of nowhere, but this is very well thought out structure here. And I would recommend trying to wrap your head around it, because you might say to yourself, now I see, okay, Bitcoin is dropping and altcoins are going up, so now I should buy altcoins. But that might not be the case. You have to be aware of what the dominance is doing and how that relates to right now exactly what Bitcoin is doing. And if you can wrap your head around just these two things to compare, then you're sorted. It helps your trading so much. You don't want to be going and shorting altcoins when your signal in Bitcoin dominance is giving you the sign that there might be an altcoin season at hand. Lorraine, yes, please, you are welcome to talk at any point. You don't even need to raise your hands, guys. Do I need to unmute?
No, you don't need to. We can unmute ourselves. Thank you, Jason. If you just want to clarify, this specific slide I find this extremely interesting. Just want to clarify on the left, the ratio in uptrend or the ratio in downtrend. That's literally just whether the dominance chart is going up or down.
Yes.
Or the ratio is not something else. It's not the percentage.
So what you're looking at when you're looking at your Bitcoin dominance chart, so I would refer to it as the index. This index is purely charting the ratio. So the ratio that I explained of basically dividing Bitcoin market cap by total market cap, that gives you your ratio, and your Bitcoin dominance index is a visual charting of this ratio.
Okay, perfect. So in simple man's terms, it's if that chart's going up, then and this one's going down, etc., do this. In simple terms, it doesn't matter.
100%. And I will show you right now. So yeah,
whether it's up or down. Okay.
it will make sense for you when I go through it on
Right.
TradingView.
That guy that you were saying that we're trading like that watches the Bitcoin price, does he watch this ratio like on a minute?
No, so this ratio you watch on a larger time frame. So he actually watches the Bitcoin dominance index. He watches all of the dominances. Like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum. His main actual chart that he watches in terms of an index is USDT dominance, because that tells you when people are stabilizing their money in USDT.
Getting out of risky bets. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what he looks at most. And then what you do is, maybe I should hop to TradingView now, actually. Sorry, I'm not usually streaming on Zoom, so I'm just a little bit slow.
So while Jordan gets there, just a reminder, Jordan is an ambassador from ByBit, and he has a Telegram group. I really recommend you guys join it, because you will be able to get access to this knowledge on a daily basis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. So much appreciated.
Post the link in the chat, please.
Yeah, the link
Sure.
is in the chat. I have posted it.
We'll post it again at the end of the call if you joined late.
Yeah, so I'd love for you all to be a part of my community. Here is my Bitcoin dominance chart. And as you can see, we tend to look further out, because what we need to be aware of here are our major resistance and support areas. Because basically right here, as our Bitcoin dominance is coming down, we're looking for a reversal at a previous support level. Here coming up, we're looking for this, and this is where you make major money. Say Bitcoin dominance decides to drop here and you get into an alt. This is just massive gains if you manage to get in at the right time. So in terms of your question, I think it was from Leray, it's about looking outwards first. So trying to map, as you can see here, Bitcoin dominance is now failing below an extremely important level. So this is extremely interesting to note. And the way it follows on from the presentation that I did do on Monday, where we were looking a little bit bullish and looking like Bitcoin dominance is maybe going to find some nice support. Now we managed to just break down. We see all of our alts pumping super beautifully. It's very interesting to just take note of. And this is also where obviously your candle reading can come into play, trying knowing what each candle means in terms of emotion and sentiment. But basically you want to map out your chart patterns and your major support and resistance lines on much larger time frames. I know the trader I was referring to just now actually spends a lot of time on these monthly charts, analyzing the much larger support and resistance. And as you can see right now, we're at an apex. We're at a very interesting time in Bitcoin dominance. So we were about to see either a huge Bitcoin season, either Bitcoin is now going to boost and outperform, or it's going to climb slowly and altcoins are going to outperform. But basically you can see I've roughly mapped out some things that are happening there, and then you can jump forward to whichever time frame you trade on and have a look to exactly how things are playing out. Oh my word. So it looks like I was tracking something which played out, which is always very interesting to see. So as you can see, we are now looking like we're breaking down, but also we have been faking out of this major pattern quite a few times. So very likely that we'll see another entry into this apex and a little bit further to go. But basically, this is where if you're actually looking to sit down and trade and use this strategy in terms of Bitcoin dominance. So first you'll have a look here. Okay, it looks like right now on the hourly chart, we're in a downtrend. We might be finding a bit of support, as we have here, finding a support line on our RSI there, which is very interesting. So you can actually map that out. Every time we hit the 38 level on the RSI, we seem to be getting supported. So it's a bit tricky right now. Just like in the last stream, we're at a support level. So we would be waiting to see if Bitcoin dominance now solidifies this little bit of an uptrend for us, or if it's going to come down. right now, in the very short term, if we go directly to the 15-minute time frame, we will see that we are coming up within this 15-minute candle. But you do really want to, in terms of Bitcoin dominance, be looking at a little bit of a longer time frame. And looking at this, I would say our last major points are this.
Jason, so this guy that you were saying that we're trading like this, like if it does this, then he goes and buys or sells 20 altcoins. On what time frame does he watch the dominance chart? Do you know?
He'll be watching it on the daily. And then those moments will be these moments here.
Right, supply and demand zones when he hits them. So he's probably got them charted out and marked. So
look at this RSI, it just doesn't lie. So we wait like snakes for the RSI to be up like this in Bitcoin dominance. And sure, I almost wish I had more time because there's so much tracking we can do here. It's actually just so interesting to take a date like this and go look what was happening here in Bitcoin dominance, what was happening at that time in the Bitcoin price, and then what happened in the price of certain altcoins. And yeah, it will be mind-blowing. Right now, I would say that we're failing below some pretty heavy, obviously support and resistance that we've been dealing with. So yeah, this is what we'll be watching closely. Right now, to make a decision, it's very difficult because of these wicks. We can also see that there's a very strong horizontal support line at the bottom of these wicks. So it would be watching right here to see what happens if we get supported, if we come back up into here. For the sake of looking at the chart right now, on the daily chart, we're obviously in our second red candle. It looks like Bitcoin dominance is in a downtrend. So then we would jump to our regular Bitcoin chart, and clearly Bitcoin is right now in a beautiful uptrend. Finally getting a bit of a rollover here. It was almost like, when is this parabolic stuff going to stop happening? And I know we've been trying to short it when we actually should have still been longing, but look at this, is a beautiful rollover. We've got our RSI nice and high. So looking for a bit of a pullback. This looks like it might be the start of this bullish momentum. You never know. If we hop onto the top of this beautiful resistance, we are going to boost. So another very exciting time. I think we're all watching very closely. But basically, I would say in terms of our daily trend, we're looking at an uptrend here. So then if we go back here, we'll see that Bitcoin dominance, downtrend, Bitcoin uptrend, good time to buy altcoins. Okay, so I hope this is all making sense. Should I move on to strategy number 2?
Will you come back again? We need more training on this.
No, he's got his own Telegram group where we are all welcome. So
are there videos on there where we can ask questions like this?
Yes, Jason.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely
Jordan
community.
is very.
And I must say, it's very nice to see 44 participants here, and it's absolutely amazing to me that you're all in South Africa, or the majority of you are in South Africa. Mind-blowing. So yeah, I would love to be back, of course. Let me know, and please do come hop on my group, because we have AMAs, so ask me anything sessions with live trading and live TA every Monday, every Wednesday. We have Bitcoin predictions every second week, trading competitions. We have Sunday educational sessions. It's pretty endless. It keeps me busy.
We are loving this. You're definitely teaching this group some new stuff. We thought we knew it all, but this is new one. We do track dominance and we understand what but we never realized the correlation. I'm speaking for me, maybe some of the other traders do, but we didn't realize that correlation between if this does this and this does that, then immediately do this, or this is the probable outcome of that,
So I see it almost as a bit of a cheat sheet, because those are things that are very difficult to understand in your head, that relationship. Oh, now dominance is going down and Bitcoin's going up. Trust me, you use that table. We first found these tables in my private trading group about a year ago, and we were sharing them with each other and saying, oh, look, if dominance is going down and Bitcoin's going up, then you must just do this. And now we know. Now we just know that table, and it's a part of literally our trading psychology. So yeah, very valuable. And I would recommend literally studying that table until you know it, because think about it, there are not that many values in the table. If you know that table, you are extremely empowered at all times. on any time frame. So yes, I would definitely keep that in mind. And yeah, this strategy also, and this is, I guess, maybe the strategy to start with in terms of trading Bitcoin dominance, but I think you would use them both in conjunction because they relate to different parts of trading. This would be more for holding, when to buy Bitcoin to hold, or when to buy alts to hold, when to sell Bitcoin. And this is, again, extremely valuable knowledge. Like, you don't want to be holding Bitcoin at the wrong time. You definitely do not want to be holding alts at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's like taking the guesswork out of when is it altcoin season and that sort of thing. It just minimizes the guesswork. Now it's more based on actual charts,
yeah, exactly. And you don't need to be guessing. Altcoin season is this thing people think is up to influencers to decide, or when the influencers tell us it's altcoin season, then everyone's going to go buy alts. But it's not true. I'll share a resource with you shortly with some on-chain data that literally tracks it. Look at this. So this, if you look at this Bitcoin dominance chart, yeah, let's get into it, because this is exactly what we need to hear right now. So trading the extreme high and low readings. Between 2018 and 2021, Bitcoin dominance has ranged from a low of 35% to a high of 74%. With the universe of cryptocurrencies expanding constantly, it's unlikely that the value of this ratio will increase much above 74% in the future. So that's very unlikely, just because of how this is all getting more diluted. On the other hand, a dominance ratio below 35% suggests the total value of altcoins is expanding rapidly compared to that of Bitcoin. And we can see that our historic low is at 35%. And this is our major sort of demand bound support zone for our Bitcoin dominance. But it's constantly getting more diluted, the total cap. So we are going to see a drop below this major level. And when we do see that, the altcoin season will be astronomical. We will be able to make actual serious life-changing gains on brilliant coins like Solana, Avalanche, Terra Luna, ADA. The list goes on to 25 brilliant coins that will just absolutely explode. All right. Another strategy to consider is trading the appropriate market when the ratio reaches extremes. When the ratio approaches these historic levels, a reversal of the ratio is at risk. Therefore, when the ratio reaches an extremely high reading, markets are ripe for the ratio to fall. On the other hand, an extremely low reading may yield its way to an increase in Bitcoin dominance. The simple reason for this is that investors will gauge the value of a cryptocurrency based on its peers. If the investment has been pouring into altcoins for some time, then the potential for appreciation and value of Bitcoin may be more likely. This is just, trading psychology, market psychology, the flow of money, the momentum, overbought, oversold, hype kind of moves, it flows in this market. And you just want to be basically riding the right waves at the right times to make the most gains. Traders can use the table below as a guide to determine which markets to focus on when Bitcoin dominance is at risk for a reversal. All right, so again, another chart that's nice to understand. The Bitcoin dominance index, when it is at a historic high and Bitcoin is in an up, not knowing this chart, like how would you know? That would be a good time to sell Bitcoins. Yeah, very valuable thing. Ratio at a historic high, Bitcoin in a downtrend, buy altcoins. Ratio at a historic low, Bitcoin in an uptrend, sell altcoins. Ratio at a historic low, Bitcoin in downtrend, buy Bitcoin. So again, counterintuitive at first, but extremely useful. All right, so by definition, it's seldom that Bitcoin dominance will reach these historic highs and lows. However, when the ratio does reach extreme levels, it could offer some good trading opportunities. It's important to manage your risk, however, because the ratio has been known to breach these historic levels. So like I say, when we come down to that 35 level, it might be a really good time to say, okay, now we're looking at a reversal in Bitcoin dominance. Maybe now it's the time to buy Bitcoin. But if we break down below that and the market cap just gets more diluted, this is the basic of it. Bitcoin has to go up. For anything in this market to go up, Bitcoin has to go up. But we don't want Bitcoin to go parabolic and leave all the altcoins behind, even though that is very likely to occur. Like I said, we might get a nice big spike in Bitcoin dominance. What we really want in this market is for Bitcoin to climb slowly up and down, but higher highs, higher lows, all the way, just climbing slowly up to 100,000, while altcoins are just outperforming, boosting, growing. So I hope this all makes sense.
Huge enlightening moment.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, is Bitcoin dominance a reliable indicator? Crypto markets are complex ecosystems. Therefore, no system can be simplified down to the use of one indicator. Bitcoin dominance is just one of many possible gauges that describe the current market environment. As a result, solely relying on Bitcoin dominance as an index will likely lead to losses and/or inconsistent results. One shortcoming is that only recently has the number of altcoins truly proliferated, dragging the dominance ratio lower. Accordingly, we don't have a large amount of historical data from which to identify recurring trends. Additionally, if the number of altcoins continues to expand into the future, then it's possible that the ratio would become smaller and smaller, reaching new lows. If this happens, then the Bitcoin dominance index may no longer be useful. So if the creation of new coins expands even more rapidly, then we may no longer be able to use this ratio purely because the market cap will be too diluted and other coins will be too strong against Bitcoin. And then we will be looking at other dominance. Like, who knows what we're going to be looking at? I really don't know what's going to happen. I can see Avalanche doing really
Jordan?
well, and I can see Luna doing really well. Yes.
Do you use the market cap chart excluding Bitcoin at all to compare?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So sometimes we have in the past, yes, used just the altcoin market cap.
Okay, because that should give I think, should give a good indication of what Bitcoin is doing in dominance rather than, you know, that chart that you showed earlier with the big blue and black arrows, like 116 times and 200 and something times. Because if you use the chart without Bitcoin included, then that should give you a direct ratio to compare to between the two charts.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's actually preferred as a ratio. It's actually preferred to use the total market cap against the market cap of Bitcoin, just because it gives you a very nice percentage, because then we understand that crypto is a space. So if you see it as one space or sector of assets, if someone now wants to go invest their money in these crypto assets, they're going to choose. They're going to choose either I'm going to put it into Bitcoin or I'm going to spread it out into altcoins. So it's really interesting to know what amount of space in the total space Bitcoin is taking up. And that space is actually getting smaller and smaller, which is very interesting. But yes, beautiful observation there. And it's just a matter of personal preference. And to be honest, there are so many ways that you can track Bitcoin dominance. It is not an exact science. So thank you for that. All right, the bottom line, the Bitcoin dominance ratio is an excellent tool to help you understand trends within the crypto market. Depending on the trends within the ratio and on Bitcoin's price, a trader can determine if the stronger trend is with altcoins or Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is not without its limitations. Since the crypto market is so new, it's possible that even more altcoins will come online in the next few years, rendering the index obsolete. But at least for now, it can help traders understand crypto market conditions better. So it's almost like we will very likely be seeing this ratio go obsolete. So it's use it now while it's still applicable, because it really does work. All right, cool. So I actually really enjoy this resource that I will also drop onto the group.
This was 24 on a Monday night when you shared this. It was sitting at 24.
Yeah.
Season.
No, you remember. So yeah, so right now it's Bitcoin season. We can see that according to this chart, we have our Bitcoin dominance very low, very like to rise from these historic low levels. And then we will see a Bitcoin season move all the way across into altcoin season. This can happen quicker than you might think. Yeah, you can see here, boom, all the way up, December, Jan, boom. And then what happens? Immediately, altcoin season, kabam. So this is the kind of thing you have to be on your toes for this. I'm always watching this graph because this is how you can seriously make money, outperforming the market, really being in the right place. If you had have caught this altcoin season here, yeah, basically this year, there was a lot of money to be made. And another brilliant reason why I use this resource is this top 50 performances over the last 90 days, or you can also get it over the year. But basically, really awesome to see, because all of these coins are doing extremely well in the space. It's a very competitive space, whatever, 14,000, 16,000 coins. If they're on here for a reason. And you might very well want to look at investing in a certain amount of these coins. Just looking at them, I can already see that I own at least half of these coins. And the coins that I don't own in the whole list, I might want to own them for an alt season. And if I would like to actually dollar cost average into them, I would be looking at the bottom. I would be looking at the lowest performers in the top 50. Because it's not like Cake is bad, or Axie is bad, or FTM, or Matic, or Sol is bad, but it's performed extremely well, I would say, to even be in the top 50. Okay, it's down 33% over the last 90 days, but that is because we haven't had this altcoin season. You don't want to be buying waves now. Like, it's gone up 300% in 90 days. If anything, you want to be taking profits on your waves. So this graph is just, it's essential. It's absolutely essential to just be aware. And yeah, my favorites, like ADA is one of my favorites. And for it to be hovering here, down 9% in 90 days, in the middle of the top 50, that's actually a nice, secure feeling that I have. That's healthy. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so like 15 down. Yeah, so I would recommend using this resource. There are several other resources for mapping this index, but wow, it actually looks like Bitcoin is just doing really well. So what we'll look for is, I can't draw on this chart, but basically we'll look for a turnaround somewhere in these very low levels. So right now Bitcoin is looking bullish. We might want to be rather trading Bitcoin, but as this kind of turns around, and as we saw from our analysis on the daily chart with the Bitcoin dominance against the Bitcoin trend, there are these signs happening that we are heading towards an alt season. And like I said, we can boost up into this altcoin season area very quickly. And then that's when you go nuts. So thank you everybody for concentrating. You've been awesome. I hope everybody has understood.
I think we can all unmute our mics and give a fantastic round of applause to Jordan. Come on.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Very cool to hear. Thank you so much.
Jordan, your time was greatly appreciated. And folks, your time was also greatly appreciated, because we are in such an exciting era. And what gives me absolute goosebumps is looking at the short time span that this crypto world that we are involved in has been around, and we're at the tip of the iceberg. And yeah, we are in the right place getting educated. So Jordan, if you don't mind dropping your Telegram link in again, folks, if you don't join, it's your fault, because all this content has been shared before. And yeah, we are surrounded by greatness. And once again, just want to thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, so much appreciated. And so lovely to be here. I am dropping the link now.
Jordan, we are probably overreaching, and feel free to say no, but is there any way that we can have this presentation to read through slowly?
Oh yes,
Well,
yeah, no, I think this is recorded, so
yeah,
I'm
it's
sure Lee will
recorded.
make it available. Yeah, information is information. I don't mind sharing. Yeah, it's not, this is my knowledge. This actually comes from a ByBit curriculum that we are putting together. So I could very easily share the curriculum link for you for this particular lesson. But what I would recommend is that you join my community, because coming from now, from April, so for the next 3 months, April, May, and June, I'm actually running a 3-month course, so a proper TA curriculum, and there will be tests, there will be quizzes, and there will be certificates and all of that, and you will actually go from basic to intermediate within 3 months. Yeah.
And if you don't have a ByBit account, reach out to the person that is your upline in our group, folks. ByBit does have a referral system, and most of us do have ByBit accounts, but yeah, it's a fantastic exchange, very active in educating people, and lots of opportunity to make free.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So if anyone has any specific question, you can ask. Otherwise, we're going to end our call. We're within our time frame, which has been fantastic.
Yes, no, time is looking good. So I'm happy to take a few questions. We have a few minutes.
I would love to get clued up on this. I love what I've learned today. We absolutely appreciate that you've given it to us. And I would love to learn more. I think I saw a few names on your Telegram group already that joined from this group. So I think you got a few extra subscribers there.
Yeah, it's so nice. The power of community. The reason we run these communities is because they are highly valuable. Community in this space, that's your family. That's what makes you feel secure. Those are the people you go to when you make your losses. Those are the people you go to when you make your gains. Those are the people you go to when you don't know what's going on. When you're looking at the market saying, this indicator is giving me this, indicator is giving me this. What am I doing? If you don't have it, you're fighting. You're swimming against the current. You're blind to so much because you're only one brain. You're only one person. And we're all emotional. We all make mistakes. Build a family, and ByBit values community very highly. They just pour money in. You'll see bonuses that I give out on a weekly basis are just, they're a sign that community is there to work for you. Be a part of it. Be active. Don't be shy. Be bold. Show your mistakes. Show your successes that other people can learn. And at the end of the day, if you're coming into a community like this with people like me and all of my friends who have been in crypto for 7 to 10 years, there's a lot of mistakes that you just won't make because we're there all the time reminding you not to make them. And every now and then when someone does make them, we make a huge example of it. But yeah, I cannot stress to you, for me, it's been a game changer. For a long time, I didn't have a community. I was just on my own and I was trading literally on my laptop, like 24/7, lying in bed, just like eyes on the charts, like my eyes almost like drying out, like having to hold them open. And when you have a community, you don't even need that because your phone will go nuts. You'll see everyone, oh, Bitcoin's dumping. Okay, cool. Let me hop on a trade. And it just makes your life so much easier.
Fantastic. Okay. Adrian asked for the link for the ByBit Learn. I think I'm correct, Jordan, in sharing the ByBit Learn section. Is that correct?
So that ByBit Learn section that you've shared there will just give you a lot of info. So anything pretty much that you need to know about trading is there, beautifully set out for you. But please do come and be a part of my course because I have selected a whole lot of info and also my experiences over the last few years. And I also share a lot of secrets. So I call them secrets, like things that I've learned, which are maybe a bit more counterintuitive. And I'm actually putting this course together. And I'd like to grow people. I'd like to grow people from basic to intermediate. And then next quarter, we will have an intermediate to advanced course. So the idea is to actually bring people into a space where they can feel comfortable trading with proper capital, but over the course of 6 months.
Brilliant. So you'll advertise that on the Telegram link.
Yes, most definitely. And I did drop my referral code.
Yeah.
In terms of my referral code, if you go and sign up with my referral code and let me know, I will personally assist you as a trader. So just keep that in mind.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, folks. Thanks, Jordan. Have a super day further. Be careful out there, but I think there's lots of gains to make now with this knowledge that you're armed with. Have an awesome day.
Thank you, Lee. And thanks again for having me.
Pleasure.
Good luck, everyone.